Hello, I'm Murray Newlands at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas with Joesph Jaffe. Joesph, what do you do?
I do a lot of things. I write books, I do a lot of public speaking, and I'm an entrepreneur. I started a company 2 years ago called Evolution, and what we do is we connect startups and brands.
How do you do that? What are the most important things if I'm a brand or a startup looking at doing that?
Well, I mean, let's start off with startups, right? So 97% of startups are never going to get fully funded. I mean, that's a reality.
Yep.
And so what we're trying to do is change that. And so our belief is that the earlier that they can meet their brand soulmate, right? Because if they're monetizing through brands, through advertising, sponsorship, etc., why not bring the brands to the table early on in the process and actually curate and accelerate, advise, really be able to help these startups figure out what they have to do. So 3 things: proof of concept, be a white knight, give them their case study.
Yeah.
One of the first things is a startup will walk into a VC's office and the VC is going to say to them, do you have revenue? Do you have clients? Do you have testimonials?
Yeah.
So pilot programs, which is proof of concept, white knights. 2 is acceleration. So really be able to actually help them get to the next level with advice. And then, of course, investment. I often say startups have got all the ideas and no money, and big brands have got all the money but no ideas.
Okay.
So that's the startup. But for the brands, I mean, what are the brands trying to do? Break through the clutter, connect with their customers, deliver value, service, utility, be innovative, be in the ideas game. So look at these amazing startups. I mean, we often say, what if, Kodak had acquired Instagram? They might have survived. Or what if they'd bought Instagram for $1 billion, which Facebook did, and then sold it to Facebook for $19 billion, which is what WhatsApp sold for. So there's actually money to be made and value to be created. And we think that's awesome, first of all, for entrepreneurs, because they should get funded. And for marketing, marketing can actually make money. It doesn't have to be a cost or an expense. That's a revolutionary idea.
So if I'm a startup and I want to find a brand to work with, where can I go to have this happy marriage? Do I go to a Russian Bride site? Or is it how do I find them?
Yeah, it's actually RussianBridesite.com, or is it .net? No, actually our URL is startupsforbrands.com.
Okay.
And we took a decision, which is never to charge the startups, ever.
Right.
So all a startup has to do is pretty much set up a profile. And then if we, when a brand comes to us and gives us a brief, we go and we curate our database and we look for matches. And then we whittle those down, we create a short list, and eventually 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 startups pitch to that brand as well. So that's one way. But the truth of the matter is we're very committed to the ecosystem. So accelerators, incubators, educational facilities, shared workspaces. It's just incredible amounts of resources now for startups and entrepreneurs. And we just want to, we really do believe in, the rising tide floats all boats.
And what kinds of brands are you working with? Which brands are interested in doing this?
So, probably the most visible brand that's working with us, our client, is Mondelez. And when I say visible in terms of the space, they created a program called Mobile Futures. And the idea was 9 pilot programs in 90 days between 9 startups and 9 brands. So that's quite ambitious to do 9 pilots in 90 days. And we ran that program for them in the US, and we're doing the same in Brazil right now. But what was interesting about this, it began with Bonnen, our client, putting that stake in the ground and saying, our goal is to spend 10% of our entire media budget on mobile. Entire, not digital budget, entire budget, because that's how important mobile is. So if you're a consumer packaged goods, I mean, as I often say, you sleep with your phone next to your ear or under your pillow, and you walk around with it in your breast pocket. So your heart and your head is literally like an inch away from your mobile phone. And so, a consumer packaged goods marketer understands if you are not in that consumer's hand, at the point of purchase in a supermarket, you're out of it. I mean, good luck with the 50,000 SKUs in a supermarket. So that's probably one of the more prominent examples. But, we've worked with a number of consumer packaged goods companies, financial services companies, and wireless companies and the like.
If people want to find out more information, how do they connect with you?
So for me personally, you can always find me on Twitter at Jaffe Juice. But the company's called Evolution, and it's a weird spelling. It's EVOL8TION. So it's actually Lucian, but it became like an infinity sign, which we had to flip because you can't type infinity. So sometimes people call us Evolution, and I say, I don't care what you call me as long as you call me. But our URL is startupsforbrands.com.
Joseph, thank you very much. I'm Murray Newlands at South by Southwest. I'll see you next time.